Zadrizes Buzdaris Gosdao.
I've been sent some leaks through the DMs over on Twitter. Go follow me at Sir_Hunts. But some of these leaks, if they prove true, take this information with a grain of salt because nothing is confirmed until those are on our screens. But if this information proves true, it's going to make for a crazy/insane Season 2 of House of the Dragon. Like, regardless of these leaks being true or not, Season 2 will be nuts. House of the Dragon is the most successful show for HBO next to Game of Thrones, and it's a spin-off of that. So obviously they're going to go ham, right? But please, slap a like on this video. Like goal is going to be 420. And also, make sure you subscribe and turn your notifications on. If you're unaware, the reason why I ask for this is because my videos are not actively being promoted in YouTube's algorithm. People who are subscribed to my channels do not get notifications when I upload videos, or when I go live for a live stream, or when I post something in the community section. Something is happening. I promise you to God, I am not making that up. Right? So if you go into incognito mode, then you'll see what I'm talking about. Incognito mode basically removes your search history from the equation. So whatever you watch on YouTube is not going to promote or influence, rather, when you search this. When you type in House of the Dragon in incognito mode, none of my content shows up. That is absolutely, unequivocally insane because I've been making House of the Dragon content for 2 years. And if you read the comment section of my videos, two things. People don't get notified all the time, and then also, people tell me my content is really good. So YouTube should see the likes, see the views, and promote it actively in their algorithm, but they are not doing that. Please slap a like on this video. The like goal is going to be 420. Please subscribe, and then after you've done those two things, turn your notifications on. YouTube has to do something about this. Ultimately, as a way to combat that, I started a Patreon several years ago, but recently, over the past 3 months, I've been vamping up content. There's over 3 hours of exclusive podcast that I do over there called Leaks and Lore, and you can join for as little as $3. Now, obviously, not everybody can afford that. So what I'm going to do for the next 5 days is open back up the $1 tier on Patreon to allow anybody who joins over there, you can join for $1. Like, basically, that was one of the original tiers I had set up, but then I closed it off when I started uploading content there. Big shout out to the one member of my Dragonlord tier, Brandy Reed, and then also the 3 members of my Dragon Knight tier, the North Must Remember, Heart of Inspiration, and Breanne Johnson. And also, thank you to you for watching. And the last thing I want to mention before I jump into the content of the leaks, I will be going live this Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Please come and join me for an open discussion on everything A Song of Ice and Fire. Like, usually the thumbnail will say one specific title, but the questions lead us all over the world of A Song of Ice and Fire, so those are really fun. I'm very learned in this subject matter, and the live streams are where I tend to showcase all of my knowledge. The first leak, and remember, take these with a grain of salt, as they are mostly just for fun, but may contain some sort of half-truths. Either way, nothing is confirmed until it airs on our screens. When they start filming earlier next year, we will have for sure confirmed leaks because we'll have actual pictures of what they're filming, right? So back on track. The first leak comes to me through the DMs on Twitter. Go follow me at Sir_Hunts or Dragon Daddy, right? The first leak mentions that basically there will be a battle at Rooks Rest that will happen in episode 5. At first, Aegon and Sunfire are there, burning fields and the small folk. Vhagar and Aemon are there as well, but they end up holding back. Once Meleys and Rhaenys show up, it seems as though Aemon will let them fight alone because he is mad at what Aegon says to him before the fight even takes place, like while Aegon is burning the fields and the small folk. Aegon and Rhaenys sort of dance around and initially don't engage in close combat. Instead, they fly towards one another, playing a game of chicken. Sunfire is faster and can outfly Meleys. Eventually, Meleys clips Sunfire's tail, and in response, Sunfire lets out a gout of flame in Meleys' face, which makes her lash out with her claws, and this is when she severs Sunfire's wing. Once Sunfire's wing is severed, this will cause Aegon and his dragon to go hurtling towards the earth at rapid speed. By this time, Aemon and Vhagar have already taken flight, and they are mostly watching from afar until Sunfire ends up being injured. Then, they rush in to save Aegon. Aemon has trouble slowing down Vhagar, and the two of them crash into Meleys and Sunfire. In the entanglement, Vhagar confuses Sunfire for Meleys and rips off the wing the rest of the way and severely burns Aegon in the process. So that's interesting. Vhagar Vhagar is going to be responsible for Aegon being maimed, right? Continuing on the leak here, Meleys and Rhaenys smash together, and the impact shatters Rhaenys' body, but she initially survives the fall and just sort of laying there a broken mess. After Sunfire recovers consciousness, he eats Rhaenys alive. All right, so that was it for that one leaked scene. I'll reread it here in a second, but I also have some more miscellaneous leaks, right? So this is from various different people who have sent me this information on Twitter. Speaking of which, please go follow me at Sir_Hunts. Or if Instagram or Facebook is more your speed, I have those pages as well, and those are linked down below in the description. Just go and follow me on social media, please. It helps increase my presence here on YouTube. So some of these miscellaneous leaks include Rhaena will be fulfilling the role of Nettles. The character's full arc, since Rhaena is going to be fulfilling the role of Nettles, is unknown. Also, while I have your attention, please slap a like on this video. Like goal is going to be 420, and then make sure you subscribe if you want more content. All right, so getting back to the leaks. Rhaena will claim Sheepstealer with the help of Daemon. There is a planned scene in which Daemon will have a conversation with Rhaena before he departs to the Riverlands and ultimately Harrenhal. He tells her that there are plenty of dragons around ready to be mounted, and that she just needs to be clever and patient. Then he tells her the story of how her mother, Laena, claimed Vhagar, the greatest dragon since the Black Dread. This will give her courage to approach Sheepstealer, and then she devises a plan to seek out Mutton. She decides to wait to attempt to mount and allow the dragon to go accustomed to her presence like Nettles does in the books. And because of this, this is basically what Daemon did with Vermithor when he's singing to her. And that was like just written in parentheses as sort of an explainer for this situation. They go on to say that she will mount Sheepstealer in episode 6 and join the other dragon seeds in the Battle of the Gullet, which will take place in episode 9. And then some more miscellaneous leaks. Apparently a whip will be used, but just in the claiming of Silverwing. Now, if you're unaware, Targaryens used whips and saddles as a way to tame and mount and control their dragons. So far, we have not seen any whips, but there is a whip that is used in the Battle of Rooks Rest and Rhaenys when she shows up and realizes she's fighting, Vhagar, Aemon, and then Sunfire and Aegon. She cracks her whip and then lets out a glad cry and flies into battle, right? So this person mentions that there will be a whip that will be used in the claiming of Silverwing. Silverwing is Queen Alysanne's dragon, the wife of King Jaehaerys, the old guy that we saw in the first episode of Season 1, House of the Dragon. This person goes on to say that Rhaenyra will take King's Landing in episode 10, and then an actor named Sir Hunt's Reviews will be playing a character, a dragon seed, known as Hugh Hammer. All right, well, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Just kidding. I'm going to run back through the leaks real quick. All right, so the first leak, and this one is my most favorite one. Don't forget, I'm going to be going live this Saturday at 7 p.m. The reason why I keep promoting in this video is because I switched up my initial time slot of Thursday at noon, right, on Eastern Standard Time. The first leak, remember, take these with a grain of salt. They mention that the battle at Rooks Rest will happen in episode 5. At first, Aegon and Sunfire are there, burning fields and small folk. Vhagar and Aemon are there as well, but they initially hold back, like they are not participating in killing the small folk and burning the fields that surround Rooks Rest. Rooks Rest is this castle and keep. They're one of the first places that are attacked by the Greens, and they call for help by Rhaenyra, and initially she ignores their cries, and then, obviously, Meleys and Rhaenys end up showing up. Once Meleys and Rhaenys show up, it seems as though Aemon will let them fight alone because he is mad at whatever Aegon says to him before the fight even takes place. Aegon and Rhaenys sort of dance around, and they don't initially engage in close combat. It is very much a poetic type of fight, and it's probably, if this is true anyway, where, some of the singers got the name A Dance with Dragons, right? So the Battle at Rooks Rest, there's 3 dragons fighting at once. That happens more in this war, but this is one of the most, monumental scenes in the entirety of this series. It will be, at least, right? So initially, instead of fly towards one another, they start playing a game of chicken. Sunfire's faster and can outfly Meleys. Eventually, Meleys clips Sunfire's tail, and in response, he lets out a gout of flame in Meleys' face, which makes her lash out with her claws, and she severs partially severs Sunfire's right wing. This will cause Aegon and his dragon to go hurtling towards the earth at a rapid speed. By this time, Aemon and Vhagar have already taken fight. Now, this person doesn't mention how long the dragon sequence will be, but I imagine a good chunk of the episode, if this is true, obviously. Obviously, the Rook's rest will happen, but if this leak is true. They are mostly watching from afar, Aemon and Vhagar, until Sunfire is injured. Then they rush in to try and save Aegon. Aemon has trouble slowing Vhagar down, and the two of them crash into Meleys and Sunfire. In the entanglement, Vhagar confuses Sunfire for Meleys and rips the wing off the rest of the way and severely burns Aegon in the process. Meleys and Rhaenys smash together, and the impact shatters Rhaenys' body, but she initially survives the fall. After Sunfire recovers consciousness, he ends up eating Rhaenys alive. Crazy, right? That's definitely fun. Probably a load of bullshit. Some of the miscellaneous leaks. Rhaena will be fulfilling the role of Nettles. Basically, Rhaena will claim Sheepstealer with the help of Daemon. Like, she talks with Daemon. There's supposedly going to be several planned scenes, but one of the planned scenes in which Daemon has a conversation with Rhaena before departing to the Riverlands and ultimately Harrenhal, he tells her that there are plenty of dragons around, ready to be mounted, and that she just needs to be clever and patient. Then he tells her the story of how her mother, Laena, claimed Vhagar, which is a scene we never saw on the show, so that'd be awesome if they include it this way. Laena claimed Vhagar, how her mother, a little girl at 12 years old, did this, and that was the greatest dragon in the land since the Black Dread. This will ultimately give her the courage, This will ultimately give Rhaena the courage to approach Sheepstealer, and this is where she devises a plan to seek out Mutton, because she realizes that Sheepstealer loves sheep, and that's how the dragon got its name from the small folk. She decides to wait to attempt to mount Sheepstealer and allow the dragon to instead grow accustomed to her presence, because this is basically what Daemon tells her to do, and this is what Daemon did with Vermithor. This person mentions that she will mount Sheepstealer in episode 6 and then join the other dragon seeds in time for the battle in the Gullet that will take place in episode 9. The miscellaneous leaks include a whip will be used in the claiming of Silverwing, Rhaenyra will take King's Landing in episode 10, and then an actor named Sir Hunt's Reviews will be playing a character named Hugh Hammer. You all let me know what you think about these leaks down below in the comments section. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I know I always take the time to thank my patrons, in specific my Dragonlord tier, Brandy Reed, and then the Dragon Knight tier members, North Must Remember, Heart of Inspiration, and Breanne Johnson. I know I always thank them, and then also every single other member of my Patreon in this video, and then also in my credits at the very beginning of this, right? But thank you for watching, because honestly, the fact that you're here and this shadow ban is active is amazing. So thank you for doing that. If you really enjoy my content and want to show some appreciation, consider slapping a like on it, consider subscribing, and then ultimately consider checking out my Patreon over on patreon.com/YourHuntsReviews. If you like these videos and you want to see me be my complete self without the fear of having YouTube, taking away my livelihood, well, join my Patreon. I'm going to open that $1 tier back up for the next few days. Anybody that joins, you'll have access to every single episode of my podcast called Leaks and Lore over there. There's a few clips of videos, and eventually, when I reach the goal, I will start uploading videos exclusively to there, not just podcast episodes. So thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget, I'll be live this Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Please come and join me for an open discussion of everything A Song of Ice and Fire. No holds barred. I know so much about this world, you could literally ask me anything, and for the most part, I should be able to give you a pretty decent answer.